Good morning, everyone. I released a guidelines on digital lending platform. It is a place that includes the platform that matches credit needs of a borrower with lending objectives of a lender. These guidelines are applicable to digital lending extended by all commercial banks, primary cooperative banks, state cooperative, NBFCs, including HCFC. Now, the digital lending provides benefits in many ways. Some of the important terms that are annual percentage rate, cooling off, looking up period, digital lending, that is DLA, lending service provider, that is LSP, and regulated entities, that is RE. The aim of this guideline is to protect the borrower from unfair lending practices. Coming to the customer protection and conduct requirements, loan disbursement shall be executed by the borrower direct in RE's bank's account without any pass-through account or pool account or any third party, and the disbursement shall always be made in the bank's account of the borrower except for dispersal covered exclusively under the treasury or lending transactions. REs shall ensure that any fee, charge, etc. payable to LSP are paid directly by them and are not charged by LSP to the borrower directly. And the disclosure should be made on the upfront on annualized basis to the borrower in the key fact statements. REs shall provide the key fact statement to the borrower before execution of the contract in the standard format. Any fee, charge, etc. which are not mentioned in KFC cannot be charged by the REs to borrower at any stage during the terms of the loan. Digitally signed documents should be sent to the borrower either through mail or SMS. List of LSPs, product information, detail of recovery agents. Prominently displays the information relating to the product features. REs shall ensure that the DLA or RE and LSP have links to RE's website where further detailed information about the loan products, lender, LSP, particulars of the customer care, link to such a portal, privacy policy, etc. can be accessed by the borrowers. Nodal grievance redressal officer should be appointed to deal with the fintech digital related complaints, issues raised by the borrowers. Such grievance redressal officers shall also deal with complaints against their respective DLA. If any complaint lodged by the borrower against REs or LSP engaged by REs is not resolved by the RE within the stipulated period, currently 30 days, he or she can lodge a complaint in CMS portal under the RBI Integrated Ombudsman Scheme. Talking about the assessing the borrower's credit worthiness, RE shall capture the economic profile of the borrower covering age, occupation, income, etc. before extending any loan over the DLAs. RE shall ensure that there is no automatic increase in the credit limit unless the explicit consent of the borrower is taken on record for each such increase. Cooling off or lookup period. A borrower shall be given an explicit option to exit digital loans by paying the principal or the and proportionate APR without any penalty during this period. REs must conduct enhanced due diligence before entering into the partnership with LSP for digital lending, taking into account its technical ability, data privacy policies, etc. REC shall carry out the periodic review of the conduct and also impart necessary guidelines to LSPs. RE shall ensure that the collection of data by given DLAs and LSPs is need-based and with prior and explicit consent of the borrower having audit. Borrower shall be provided with an option to give or deny consent for use of specific data, restrict disclosure to third party, data retention, revoke consent already granted, personal data, and if required, make the app delete, forget. REs shall ensure the LSPL is engaged by them. Do not store the personal information of borrower except some basic minimal data that may be required to carry out operations. REs shall ensure that no biometric data shall be stored and all data is stored only in servers located within India. While institutions regulatory instructions, details of the third parties allowed to collect the personal information through DLA shall also be disclosed in the privacy policy. Technology standard. RE shall ensure that they and the LSP engaged by them comply with the various technology standards requirements on cybersecurity stipulated by RBI and other agencies. RE shall ensure that any lending done through DLAs and is reported to CIC irrespective of its nature or tenor. Extension of the structured digital lending product by REs and or LSP engaged by REs over a merchant platform involving the short-term and unsecured and secured credit or deferred payments needs to be reported to CIC by REs. REs shall ensure that LSP, if any associated with such deferred payment credit products, shall abide by extent outsourcing guidelines issued by Reserve Bank. Now, loss of sharing arrangements in case of any default should be reported. It is advised that the REs shall adhere the provision of master's direction for loss sharing arrangement in case of any default provided by RBI in securitization of standards asset SARSAI. Now there is an example in which a loan amount of 20,000 is taken, and hence the respective processing fees and tenors applicable is mentioned, and the RBI document of the guideline is shared below. Thank you.